My name is Mr. Sokanyile once more. Welcome to Siyafunda. We're continuing with a program called Financial Maths. I want us to look at the second part of Financial Maths, which involves annuities. The first problem that I want us to look at was taken from the November 2008. It was the second part after the compound interest. The storyline that we need to read and understand, hence our comprehension, our understanding of English becomes vitally important here. A farmer has just bought a new tractor valued at 800,000. This tractor is worth 800,000. He wants to replace the tractor in 5 years' time. This farmer's got a tractor now, but in 5 years' time he wants to buy a new one. He wants to have another one. When its trade-in value will be 200,000. In fact, this tractor that the farmer buys now at the value of 800,000, in 5 years' time the value of that tractor will depreciate to 200,000. So that's the trade-in value. When it sells it back, it will be worth 200,000. The replacement costs of a tractor is expected to increase by 8% per annum. What do you mean by that, replacement cost? If I buy a BMW this year, if the price of the BMW this year is R1 million, the following year, the new models will be higher than that value. So that's what they mean here by saying the replacement cost of the new tractor will increase by 8%. In other words, if the tractor this year is 800,000, so the following year, the tractor will be 8% more than the value that we have this year. Remember that this farmer wants to replace it when? In 5 years' time. And we can calculate how much will it be worth in 5 years' time, because every year it increases by 8%. So that's the story. This is the story about this farmer who wants to buy, who has a tractor for now, which is worth 800,000 rand. He wants to replace it in 5 years' time when its trade-in value, others they call this the scrap value. When you've got a photocopying machine, for example, you've used it for a particular period, and you want to buy a new one, you take this one back as a scrap value or as a deposit. In this particular case, we refer to it as a trade-in. This is also important. The replacement cost of a tractor is expected to increase by 8% per annum. So the values of the new tractors in the factory are always going up by 8% per year. Let's look at the questions, 7.2.1. The first question says, the farmer wants to replace his present tractor with a new one in 5 years' time. I can see N. I can see N here from this value here. I can see that my N is 500. But let me just start from here. Let me just collect what I have from this information. The farmer has just bought a new tractor for 800,000. What is that? It is the price of the tractor. I don't know what it is at the moment, but I know that it is the price of it. Let me just call it the price. Maybe we should put it this side. The price of the tractor is 800,000. 1, 2, 3. It is valued at 800,000. He wants to replace the tractor in 5 years' time, and it is 5 years. When its trade-in value will be worth 200,000, what will that be? It will work as a deposit after 5 years when he wants to buy a new one. So I know the deposit will be 200,000. The replacement cost of the tractor is expected to increase by 8%. That's the replacement cost, which is the interest. It is expected to increase by 8%, which is 8 over 100. Don't take chances. If you're not sure, get your calculator, punch 8 over 100. In this particular case, 8 divided by 100, it gives me 0.08. So through experience, you'll be able to see that this is 0.08. Right. If I was getting a very large number on my calculator that will occupy my whole screen, I was going to keep it in this fraction form. But I can go and write it in a decimal form if it gives me something that is smooth, like the one that I have at this moment. This is what is given on this side. I've got my data here. Now, let me go to this other questions, to the questions. The farmer wants to replace his present tractor with a new one in 5 years' time. So the N is cropping up again. This N is 5 in this particular case. The farmer wants to pay cash for the new tractor after trading in his present tractor for 200,000. How much is the present tractor? The present tractor is 800,000. This farmer's got this tractor for 800,000, but in 5 years' time, he wants to replace it with a new one, which we don't know how much it costs, but the old one that he has now, it will be worth 200,000. How much will he need to pay? So he wants to find out how much will he need to pay for cash for the new tractor in 5 years' time. All that we need to do in this particular problem is to calculate how much is the tractor it's going to be worth in 5 years' time, and also subtract the amount of deposit that he has. In other words, subtract the 200,000, which will be the value of the old tractor or the tractor that he has now. This guy's got an 800,000 worth of tractor. He wants to replace it in 5 years' time when its trade-in value will be worth 200,000, and we want to know exactly how much you need to pay cash. All that we need to know is to find out how much is this tractor going to be worth in 5 years' time. So it will be higher, going up by 8% every year. Let's work it out. So our A is equals to P into 1 plus I compound increase to the power n. Right. Do I know the total amount of the actual amount after 5 years? No, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this A, so that from this A, I will subtract the 200,000, which will work as a deposit, so that I will know exactly how much this farmer needs to pay for this new tractor for cash. But do I know the price of the tractor presently? Do I know the principal amount, the value of the tractor now? Yes, I do know the value of the tractor now. It is how much? The price is 800,000. So I know that this tractor, at the moment, it is worth 800,000. 1, 2, 3. 1 plus. Do I know the amount it will increase per year? Yes, I do know the interest rate. My I is 0,08. It is 0,08. It is raised to how long will this be? It will be bought in 5 years' time. So n, the value of n is 5. All that I need to do is to go into my calculator and punch exactly what I see. What is it that I see there in my calculator? I see 800,000, the value of the tractor. The price ganda 800, 1, 2, 3. Make sure that we've got enough zeros there. Into put bracket as you see it. What do I see there? I see 1,08 altogether. It is 1,08. I close my bracket. How did I get 1,08? It is 1 plus 0,08. This is raised to the power. You should know the button to press. It is x to the power, block there. X to the power, or my n is 5 in this particular case. Then I press the equal sign to see exactly the price there. It is 1,175,462,461. That's the amount of this tractor in 5 years' time. The new tractors in 5 years' time, at the moment, the new tractors are worth 800,000. But in 5 years' time, the value of the new tractor at that time, they'll be worth, how much is this? It's 1,175,462 rand, 46 cents. So this is how much the new tractors will be worth in 5 years' time. But this is not the amount that we need to calculate. Remember, the question says we must find how much exactly does this farmer will need to pay. Remember, this farmer still has the old tractor that he will use as a trade-in. Now, we subtract that amount into this amount. So how much is the old tractor that is going to give back to the garage? It is worth 200,000. It is worth 200,000. This will work as a deposit. It's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So the balance here will be the amount that this farmer needs to have exactly. So from this value, we subtract the deposit, which will be the old tractor that he had, which he bought for 800,000 years ago. But now the new tractors are worth 1,something million. You subtract the old tractor to get the exact amount that this farmer needs to get. So you subtract 200,000, and the actual amount that this farmer needs to have is 975,462 rand 46 cents. This is the amount that this farmer needs to have so that he can be able to buy this one in cash. What is available, we don't know. But this is what we know, that if he has the old tractor, which was worth 800 before, but now worth 200,000, the new tractors are worth this amount in 5 years' time. So minus the old tractor, this is exactly the amount of money that he needs to have. I want to put this value this side because we'll be using it in the next question. The value that we got in question 1 is 975,462, 46. So this is the price of this guy needs to pay for cash in order to get a new tractor. Thank you.